Greetings all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, which means peace be upon you and the mercy of God and the blessings. So we'll begin with an invocation, setting our heart's intention on, as was said earlier, the source of light, the source of mercy, wisdom, the source of our beings. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده وحبيبه ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على النور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب له الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. So we begin with an invocation that, as we said, intends to connect us from the beginning, taking a place of refuge in light which has a description, light itself which has a description, through beautiful names of the divine, beautiful names of Allah, which is a name that gathers all of the beautiful names within it. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى, and to God are the most beautiful names. And that name most intimately connected to Ar-Rahman, the all-encompassing compassion. The compassionate one, as that Rahim, as we repeat and ask for that dress upon our hearts, that the Rahman, the womb of the mother, receives from this beautiful attribute of the divine, Ar-Rahman. And Ar-Rahim, which sounds similar, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, with the same root word that the womb inherits from. As we intend anything with the light of our consciousness, could be to increase in light, could be to increase in light that gives us awareness of other lights, of other depths, of these oceans of beautiful names and attributes. As we intend, Ar-Rahim is the attribute that responds and connects us with the oceans of light, the oceans of eternity, that echo your intention, that echo your speech without end. So as from our heart, there is this light that's generated and this speech that's generated. That echo, if you have a radar, right, they pick up waves from distant galaxies, from distant universes. They pick up these sounds. And similarly, from our direction of the earth, as we speak to one another, as we greet one another in our diversity, in these diversity of forms, these energies pass through our forms, and they pass through our forms into deeper depths of our existence. That our form itself might be, as they say, the tip of the iceberg. That our forms of our bodies are a fraction of our realities, the realities of the energy of our beings that carry memory, that carry information, that carry archetypes. Our beings, our consciousness within that being has this opportunity to reflect upon layer and layer of light, layer and layer of narrative, layer and layer of interpretation. So we read this verse that we translate or we read the interpretation, Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. God is the light of the heavens and the earth. That this description Allah gives us in the Quran, Allah speaking to creation in a speech that in the Islamic tradition says it's an uncreated speech. It's a speech that is not limited. It never dies. And there's an aspect of us that can listen, layers of the heart that can listen or eternally respond to this speech. Mathalu nurihi, the parable of this light is as if there was a niche. Imagine a niche. And within that niche, a lamp. That lamp enclosed in glass, as it were a brilliant star. That lamp enclosed in glass, as if a brilliant star, lit from a blessed tree. Neither of the east or of the west is that blessed tree, whose oil is well nigh luminous. A luminous oil, this tree carries. Though fire never touched that oil, it still carries luminosity. Light upon light. Allah doth guide whom Allah wills to his light. Allah doth send forth parables for human beings. And Allah knows all. Allah is full of knowledge. So, I used to read this verse and I would say, what is going on here? The parable of light is a niche. The symbol of light is a niche. A niche is a dark space. So a parable of light is a space that is dark. It's a hole. Where is that hole? Is it in a wall somewhere? Is it a black hole? I don't know. This verse is tickling my imagination. But within that niche, within that hole, is a lamp. But that lamp is enclosed in glass. I thought lamps were already enclosed in glass. Why is the Creator speaking about a lamp that's enclosed in glass? Okay, I accept. It's a description. As it were a brilliant star. Again, bewildering for me. Maybe each of you have, as you heard, what does it do? Why is God describing the light of heavens and earth this way? A brilliant star. That star, now it's somehow fed from oil of a tree. I've never seen anything like that. Quite described like that. Maybe sort of like that, but there's no like exact description in my own experience. And I don't know, I can say yes, I can imagine there's a candle, it looks like a star, but there's a lot of dimension here that just keeps bewildering me. But that's okay, we accept. We ask guidance to read. We ask guidance to reflect through our souls this imagery of a niche with a lamp enclosed in glass like a star given from a blessed tree that's neither of the east nor of the west. It contains a oil which is luminous, although fire never touched it. So therefore, how is this? What is this? But with time and with reflection and with guidance of spiritual masters who carried this verse from generation to generation, it starts to come together. Ah, okay. We talked before. There is this external, there is the internal, and there is the eternal. There is the external earth and world in our bodies. There is the internal world within ourselves, within our souls, in that merging of our spirit with our body and our awareness. And then there is this eternal. There are these eternal images of trees, these eternal images of lamps. We may say, although, as our sister had said, the creator of our creativity, that human beings ingeniously or miraculously shaped these beautiful lamps. They shaped these beautiful carriers of light in our world for us to see. But did we originate that idea? Some people would say, yes, we originated it. There is no God. There is only human ingenious to survive. Survival of the fittest, survival of the most supreme, quote, race of human beings. That is one narrative. We did this. I control. I make this. I make that. And there is no God except me. But the message of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, yes, you are correct. There is no God except the supreme being, except the supreme source of light. So at the same time, we're affirming that everything we see is not God, but everything we see is God. O human being, your finger, what can your finger create except by cause and effect with other creations? It's interconnected with other creations. And through the light of your heart, you can cooperate to make something beautiful, to make something. But are you the source of it? That's something for our hearts to explore. So with this So with this idea given of the parable of light, as we reflect on it, there is anatomy shared here. If we look, what is this thing that if everyone even touches the breastbone of the chest, what is this? There's a niche here. There's a niche inside of us. What's inside of this niche? There's a lamp. There is a light inside of this niche, this lamp, and it's enclosed in some type of, that heart that's within us is enclosed in some type of uh, sheath. We have any doctors here? There's some type of, what do they call it? When you have that sack, that I can't remember the name of it. You could put it in the chat. There is something that holds this bundle of energy inside of it, inside the niche of our being. And then, as it's enclosed in glass, which is something transparent, it's like a star. It's like the sun to these multiverses of being in ourselves. There is this radiance of the heart radiating out, radiating out, radiating out, for us to have consciousness, the light of consciousness. But how is that heart going? It is supported by a tree, lit from a blessed tree. What is that tree that is within us? That tree is the lungs. That the lungs are transmitting. Is your tree from the east or the west? Maybe you're from Eastern Europe. Maybe you're from West Africa. Maybe you're from South America. So, O human beings, will you recognize the tree within you that's connected to the tree that is neither of the east nor the west in order to attain this connection to the light of God? That this blessed oil, what transmits through the lungs to light the lamp of the heart is a blessed oil. Now, we could say, is that the anointing of the Spirit? Is that the mystery of how the breath brings light to our beings? Let us appreciate. Though fire hath not touched it. Where is the fire in human being? Can you see it? Is it burning? Are we flaming beings? Maybe we are. They say when you saw a friend of mine that saw our grand teacher for the first time, he was walking parallel and he saw this huge light like a fire coming out of the, like a dragon. He thought it was a dragon. And he looked and he saw the fire, you know, those motifs of the past where they show the fire coming out. He saw a fire coming out. But that fire was not burning him. It's like the fire of the burning bush. It wasn't consuming the tree. O human beings, your body is luminous with a light that doesn't burn, with a light that, the light of the Spirit that heals, that warms, that ignites the best potential. So, light upon light. Our consciousness, your consciousness, each consciousness, is it not a light? What will we do with it? Is it just one light, or is it light upon light? We are in this month, it's called Rajab. It's a holy month leading to Ramadan in about 50 days. And in this month, the ascension of the body of the Prophet went through heavens and went through an ascension into these realms of light, light upon light, light upon light. And it said that in that presence, it's exponential light. It's 1 inch, 2 inch, 4-inch, 8-inch, 16-inch, but we're talking beyond light years, the light of the Spirit. All human beings, know that we are connected to that soul train, as they say, that spirit train. Find your rope daily, ascend daily. Don't be left to the fire of regret. Gain enough light to read the shadows without being consumed by them, without them destroying your relationships. Gain enough light from this network connected to the light of lights to be able to read and interpret well. The light of the eyes, the light of the heart, the light of the soul, to be able to be literate of these beautiful gifts of light upon light, day upon day, upon each heart. May our hearts be in that pulse of love, of beauty, of majesty, of intention that gives us the ability to interpret ourselves in relationship to the grand self, to the grand soul that permeates this creation. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun ala mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Glory to the Lord beyond anything that we imagine. And peace be upon all the messengers. And praise be to God, Lord of all the worlds.